Where the Nuggets play the Lakers tonight on ESPN. Denver might not have Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, both listed as questionable with ankle injuries. And Jokic also has an elbow issue. You'll remember they set out Monday's win over the Warriors. And on the scene for us is Tim McMenamin, who's covering the Nuggets for us. And Tim, Nuggets got 38 from Aaron Gordon, beat the Warriors Monday without their two big stars. What's their status for tonight?
Howdy, they're questionable tonight, and I don't have anything definitive beyond that at this point. What I can tell you is the sense in San Francisco the other night is that was a necessary night of rest for guys who fought through those injuries while playing 5 games in 7 nights going into that Warriors game. Didn't get the sense that it was going to be multi-game type of deal, but tonight is very much TBD for Joker and Murray. Now, you do know Russell Westbrook will be in uniform for the Denver Nuggets, and look, we know that the fit for Russ with the Lakers here in Los Angeles wasn't great. The ending was messy, to be honest with you. He has been a phenomenal fit for the Denver Nuggets, was creating all kinds of chaos the other night, putting up a triple-double in that win. They love his energy. They love the intensity that he brings. As Aaron Gordon told me the other night, Russ is not a dog. He's a wolf. He's always on 10, always on 12.
Wow, a wolf, but not a timber wolf. That we know for sure. Something to watch for. You mentioned the triple-double, his 203rd career triple-dub, most all-time, but he hasn't recorded consecutive triple-doubles with Denver, so we'll see if he can do that tonight. Tim McMenamin with the latest ahead of this matchup. Let's stick with another California team, shall we? The Lakers have been a dominant defense over the last 2 months, ranking top 2 in opponent points per game, field goal percentage, and defensive efficiency since January 15th. Only the Thunder have posted a better record in the West in that span. We go back on the scene. We're all over the scene for the Lakers, and we are joined by our Lakers reporter Dave McMenamin. Big game for LA tonight. Luka scoring 32 points last month against Denver. What's the team saying about the importance of this matchup?
Yeah, since that game that Luka played against Denver, there was a game he sat out 5 days ago when the Lakers gave the Nuggets all they could handle at Ball Arena on the road, but couldn't close it in the final minute. I asked some of the players looking forward to tonight's game what they thought of the Nuggets. Dorian Finney-Smith said, they're a great team, but let's not get it twisted. Boston is still the team to beat in the league, but he knows there's some history between these two franchises. Of course, Austin Reeves has been involved in that history with the Nuggets beating the Lakers in the last 2 postseasons. He said, we know they kicked our butts and we want to return the favor. Now he said, of course we want to do that against any team that we play. I asked Luka Doncic about the Nuggets, and of course he has a relationship with Nikola Jokic. He said they are a dangerous team. Jokic knows all the tricks of the trade, but that's a challenge, and challenges are fun for us at this point. So he thinks it's going to be a great atmosphere. And the Lakers obviously want to continue to keep their momentum going. After that 4-game skid last week, they've won 2 in a row, and they got a couple more home games after this one before they go back on the road.
Dave, I'm reading between the lines here a little bit, but the way that you sort of hesitated when you said it leads me to believe he didn't actually say butts. Anywho, you can catch this one. Yeah, okay, I thought so. 10 Eastern,
got it.
Lakers Nuggets, Dave McMenamin.
His regular season. Dave, I want to start with you. What have the Lakers said about the importance of tonight's game?
Yeah, Matt, the Lakers had a wire-to-wire game against the Nuggets last week in Denver that the Nuggets were able to prevail from. And I asked several of the guys about this one, playing them just 5 or 6 days later. Dorian Finney-Smith said they're a great team, but they're not necessarily the team to beat. That label still belongs to the Boston Celtics, but Finney-Smith added that we know there's some history here. And of course, Austin Reeves has been part of that history. The last 2 years in the playoffs, the Nuggets kicked the Lakers out of the postseason. Austin Reeves told me, we know they kicked our butts, so we want to return the favor, but we kind of want to beat every team that we play. Now, Luka Doncic has a long-standing relationship with Nikola Jokic. He said any team that has Nikola on it is dangerous. He knows all the tricks of the trade. And so we're going to be amped up and ready to play. Now, one thing to note on Luka Doncic, his defense since joining the Lakers has not only just been acceptable, it's been a benefit to the team. Of the 40 players to guard more than 40 isolation plays since February 10th, Luka Doncic is guarding them 3rd best out of that group, allowing less than 0.8 points per possession. So he is getting into the schemes. The Lakers defense should be ready for this Nikola Jokic-led offense tonight.
Yeah, we talked about that a while ago, too, how LeBron's defense since Luka's shown up has been really, really good. You can get an idea where both these teams are in this game tonight, especially from a Lakers perspective. Thank you, as we bring in Tim McMenamin. We talked about Murray and Jokic. They missed Monday night's game. You can't miss them tonight if you want to have any chance against the Lakers. What's their status?
Well, howdy, Matt. Well, they're officially listed as questionable. Like you said, they sat out Monday night. That was after a stretch of 5 games and 7 nights where they were nursing these nagging injuries. And for Joker, it's his shooting elbow and his left ankle. Now, I can tell you, it is extremely difficult to get Joker to take a night off. Michael Malone tried on the second night of a back-to-back last week in Denver, made his case via text message, and Joker replied with 2 words: hell no. And left unsaid was the fact that the Thunder had smacked the Nuggets the night before. You mentioned the win over the Lakers last week. Luka Doncic wasn't in uniform in that one. The one time Luka's been in the Lakers uniform against the Nuggets, guess what? The Lakers smacked the Nuggets. I can't promise you the Joker's playing tonight, but I can guarantee you this: that loss is still fresh in his mind.
Yeah, and look, we're going to get an idea of both of these teams and where they stand, but really not a full complement if everyone's not healthy. We anticipate that come postseason. Tim McMahon will be all
Sports Center. The Warriors didn't have an exhausted Stephen Curry last night and still beat the Bucks by 11. Jimmy Butler was 2 assists away from a triple-double, and Golden State improved to 15-2 with him in the lineup. The Warriors are 7-3 when Steph's not in the lineup. He sat after struggling in a loss to the Nuggets, who did not have Jokic or Murray. We say hey to our basketball analyst, Shanae Ogumike. Okay, so Shanae, should the Warriors feel some type of momentum moving forward after last night without Curry?
What? Absolutely. The Warriors are riding high. They were tested the last 2 games and they emerged successfully. They made a statement. And first, it really relies on the shoulders of Jimmy Butler. He was the reason why they needed to get him, because clearly helping Steph, especially winning the non-Steph Curry minutes, matters the most. And he had a big game. But it wasn't just Jimmy Butler. It was also the defense of Draymond Green. Giannis shot 31% from the field. I think it was his worst shooting performance in the last 2 seasons. So when Draymond talks about a lot of things, sometimes we don't listen. But when it comes to defense, he's pretty much on point because he anchors one of the best defenses of the new year.
Yeah, we'll see if they're actually able to win that championship he mentioned earlier in the season. We are in the final stretch, about 1 month away until the NBA playoffs. What are some storylines that you're following?
All right, let's start with the MVP, the most valuable player, SGA. I like how it's an acronym right there, because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, as you see right there, an NBA best 30 points per game this season. It's not what he does, it's how he does it. The fact that Anthony Edwards earlier, so many players are saying this man cannot be stopped. He has really led them throughout the course of this year, but his game is ascending at the right time. So will SGA be continuing to the end of the season to polish off his future MVP trophy? Next up in the East, the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're coming off of a couple of uncharacteristic losses, but is this a team that is going to find motivation to really try to rival the Boston Celtics? They're proving to a lot of teams, when they're winning, that, hey, we can play with 2 bigs or we can be versatile. They've got Donovan Mitchell, who's showing that his leadership has taken great improvements. They've got Evan Mobley and DeAndre Hunter that have to step up when it matters most. And last but not least, I have to talk about the city that I'm in. Los Angeles Lakers, are they a question mark or are they an exclamation point? Because when healthy, I feel like everyone understands that they have 2 of the best players in the NBA when it comes to clutch time performance. It's that guy, Luka Doncic, who has finally found his legs and his shot is there. They're getting help, 4 straight 25-plus point games from Austin Reeves. And of course, with LeBron James, this is a team that might go from a question mark to an exclamation point. So there's a lot to watch with 1 month away from playoff NBA games.
Certainly a lot to look forward to as the regular season concludes. Shanae Ogumike does it all. Thank you, girl.
Always.
Mình đã được một hình như này rồi nha. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ gấp lên trên.